Y'all, it's me, Ricky Nicole from the blog Several People's Mama, where I show you what I wear, what I cook, how I mom, and how I live. And I am back today with a cook with me video. And today we're going to be making a recipe called upside down roast. It's kind of a take, my version, on shepherd's pie. You use Mississippi roast, and you go ahead and like turn that into like a whole meal casserole. So I'm going to show y'all how I make that today. And this recipe is very special to me because I kind of made it up. Again, it's based on shepherd's pie, so it's not original, but it is something that I kind of made up to have another way to use the oh so popular recipe, Mississippi roast. And it comes from my recipe book. Yes, I wrote a cookbook called Cook Your Meals. And if you're interested in the book, it is down below. But it is a collection of recipes that are simple, quick, and easy to make. That's my college student in the background. Simple, quick, and easy to make with, simple ingredients and just recipes to inspire you to get dinner on the table for your family. I know in this fast-paced life, we're always going out to eat and things like that. But this book will kind of show you how you can make things happen, in your own kitchen. So if you're interested in the book, I'll leave a link in the description bar down below. And if you're interested in seeing how to make upside down Mississippi roast, my version of shepherd's pie, stay tuned. Good morning. So we are preparing our Mississippi roast. That is the first step in the recipe of the upside down Mississippi roast. So in here I have a boneless chuck roast. You can use the one with the bone and just take the bone out later because usually they're pretty big, so they're not a problem to fish out. But this is a beef boneless chuck roast. So for Mississippi roast, you need this. And then you also need dry ranch dressing mix. And I'm probably only going to use half of this because I find both of these together are really, really salty. So I'm going to use probably all of this on both sides and then like half of this. And then you also need a stick of butter. So I'll do gravy mix, ranch dressing mix, and the butter. People also put pepperoncinis in here. I do as well if I have them, but I don't have any. So we're going to go ahead and season up the meat, add the butter, put the top on, and we're going to cook this on low. My crock pot cooks really quickly, so I'll probably only need about 5 hours. So we're going to go ahead and season up our beef chuck roast. This chuck roast is about almost 2.5 pounds. 2 pounds or 2.5 pounds is pretty good for this recipe. Once we shred this will make enough meat to cover the bottom of our pan for our upside down Mississippi roast. So I'm gonna take the au jus gravy mix first. And really, y'all, this is all the seasoning that you need for this. Sometimes I'll add a little garlic powder, onion powder, but you really don't need a lot of seasoning because these two together are enough. And then with the butter, and I use salted butter, but if you have unsalted butter, that's fine too. I'm gonna go ahead, and I put a little oil at the bottom of my crock pot, and I also poured a little over the roast so it'll kind of stick. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this over. So make sure you season both sides because that'll give you the most flavor. And I also put a little water in my pan only because my crock pot tends to cook really fast. And I don't want it to, you want it to be juicy because we're gonna use some of that juice. So well, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and use all of that. So I'm gonna put some water in here. I just filled up the packet. And just add a little water at the bottom. Make sure this is coated. Kind of try to get it on the sides. And then we're gonna add the stick of butter, and I use a whole stick of butter. So this meal is full of fat. So if you're watching your fat intake, it's not for you, but it is a good keto friendly meal, especially because you use this butter. And that's it. So we're gonna go ahead and cover this and put it on low for about 5 hours, like I said, and we'll come back and we'll do the next step of the recipe later. So I'm back, and here's our Mississippi roast. It is nice and tender. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna shred up the roast, but while we're shredding up the roast, I have a pack of frozen green beans here. Now you can just add the green beans in here and just let them cook on the warm function or the low function for another 30 minutes to an hour if you have the time. Or you can just pop these in the microwave. I'm gonna pop these in the microwave. I meant to get a bag of the cut green beans, but I have the whole instead, so I might kind of chop these. But with this recipe, you can use whatever type of vegetables you want. We don't like peas and carrots, so that's why I don't use those. But if you like peas and carrots, use those. If you like broccoli, zucchini, squash, I think any type of vegetable will work in this recipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the microwave for about 5 minutes and let it cook through. And then I'm gonna go ahead and shred my roast. I'll add the green beans to the roast along with a little onion. And I also have, sorry y'all, this is vlog style, but I also have a can of mushrooms that I'm gonna add as well. And we're gonna just kind of mix that all up together in the crock pot, and then we're gonna add that to the bottom of a dish. So I have shredded all of the roast, and I added in the steamed green beans, and I did add in the can of mushrooms. Let me show y'all. I got these from Aldi's, just the mushroom pieces and stems. You can use fresh mushrooms. That's what I used in the original recipe, but I figured this would be a good shortcut. And then I also added in a little onion. So I'm gonna let this sit on low while I go ahead and prepare my potatoes for the Instant Pot. Okay, move your hand, Riley. For the Instant Pot. So we're gonna go ahead and cook the potatoes in the Instant Pot. Just, if you don't have an Instant Pot, you can just boil them on the stove like you would do old school mashed potatoes. It's just quicker in the Instant Pot. And basically all we're gonna do is make mashed potatoes. So I will show y'all that step as well. I went ahead and chopped up my potatoes into like same size or similar size cubes. So I'm gonna go ahead, I have it in the Instant Pot, and I put in enough water to cover it. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my Instant Pot to manual. Let's see, for about 12 minutes because I have a lot of potatoes. And we're gonna go ahead and let this cook, and then we're gonna do a quick release, and we're gonna go ahead and add butter, heavy whipping cream, some seasonings, and let this mash up just like you would do normal mashed potatoes. Again, if you don't have an Instant Pot, that's okay. You can go ahead and do, boil these on the stove like you normally would. So our potatoes are done. We're gonna go ahead and add a block of cream cheese. This is the tip I picked up from Pioneer Woman. It makes sure potatoes are really creamy and delicious. We're gonna add some butter in our seasonings and mash this up. And while my daughter is doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and spoon the roast mixture into the bottom of this. Preheating to 350 degrees. And so I have used a slotted spoon just so it wouldn't be all of the juice, but I did pour a little bit of the juice in. And I added the roast and the mushrooms and onions and green beans to my pan. Now, if you want to add a layer of cheese here, you can. We're not. We're just going to go ahead and spoon the mashed potatoes on top. So I had to go ahead and switch to a voiceover because those several people that I'm the mama of, they were making a lot of noise and talking. So all I'm doing here is just spooning the mashed potatoes that I prepared over the roast and veggie mixture. And we're just going to spread that all over, and then we're going to just kind of evenly make sure it's covering all of the mixture. So you'll just see me use all of the mashed potatoes and spread it here. And then once we have everything spread evenly, we're going to start to add our cheese. I decided to use the cheese that I just had on hand. I had this Fiesta blend. I wanted to use the rest of that up, and then I had Velveeta shreds. So I'm just going to spread this evenly all over the top of the potatoes. and you can make it as cheesy as you want. And then once that's done, we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven at 350 degrees and bake it for about 20 minutes. And basically, it's already done. You just want the cheese to get all melty and gooey on top. So this is the upside down Mississippi roast, fresh out of the oven. The juices from the roast are bubbling up, but that just makes it so much better. I would suggest letting it set for about 10 minutes or so it can just kind of form together, and then just serve it up. And it's a complete meal. All you need is some bread and you're good, or no bread. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Please also share, and I will see y'all on the next video.